Today I want to talk about one of the most critical aspects of personal development or personal growth, and that's self-esteem. It's the foundation. It's the foundation of how we see ourselves, and that affects everything. Our relationships, careers, our goals, and even more important is our happiness. But here's the truth that nobody talks about. Self-esteem isn't something that you're born with. It's something that you build, and it all starts with self-control. Welcome back to another episode of Sweat Talk. My name is Chad, and today I want to talk about how to build self-esteem. And it all starts with self-control. I believe that self-control is the foundation for everything we do and the way that we see ourselves. And if you want to have self-esteem, the very first step that you have to figure out is how to control yourself, how to develop that self-control. Because I don't believe that self-esteem is possible without self-control. Because when you lack that control over your actions or your emotions or your habits, you're lying to yourself. And deep down you know it. You can't hide it from yourself. And every time you fail to follow through with something that you promised yourself, it's going to chip away at your self-esteem. I see it as the same thing as like planting a seed and never watering it, or planting a seed immediately after putting down a nice layer of pre-emergent, because you've killed that flower before it even begins to grow. You've killed it before it even had a chance to turn into a sprout. If you ask yourself, how do I stop this? It starts by mastering your self-control. And this means being disciplined and keeping those promises that you make to yourself, and taking action even when you don't feel like you need it. Because when you can begin to trust yourself to follow through, your self-esteem will naturally begin to rise. And that follow through, I think it's as simple as turning your words or turning your thoughts into words. I talk about this a lot. And following through with this one, for some reason, people seem to get stuck a lot. And they'll say that I'm going to change, or I'll take action tomorrow, or maybe even I'll do better next time, but that just never happens. I guess saying you're going to do something it's an easy thing to do. That's the easy part. As the real work comes when it's time to follow through. Because every time you don't follow through, or you fail to follow through, it just reinforces in your mind that you're not capable of achieving whatever it actually is. You start to believe that you're stuck, and that belief comes from your self-image, which is creating your reality. But on the flip side, it's equally true. Every time you follow through, you send a message to yourself that you are capable, that you are able, and that you can trust yourself. And that trust, that's the backbone of your self-esteem. You got to start to begin to chase the good, beneficial dopamine. Because let's face it, we're all wired to chase dopamine, right? Dopamine is what propels us to keep moving forward and to chase our dreams and seek out that pleasure and that reward. And the problem is, too many of us, we're seeking out the bad dopamine, chasing that reward, and seeking that endless or eternal happiness that isn't possible to exist or maintain. And it doesn't matter. We do it through all kinds of avenues. We do it through junk food, social media, pornography, video games. We keep chasing that shit. We're constantly seeking those quick hits of pleasure. And in the moment, like these things will feel good, but over time they actually destroy our self-esteem, lowering our self-worth. Instead of chasing that garbage, that cheap, worthless dopamine, start chasing that good dopamine. The dopamine that comes from achieving success or physical fitness goals, or any goals for that matter, and be able to push yourself to grow. Because it's the satisfaction that comes from earning something. It's not just the instant gratification. Hello. When you start chasing the good dopamine, your brain starts to associate the hard work and the discipline as a good thing. And I think that's how you build lasting self-esteem. You have to quit convincing yourself that you're not good enough. If we get real for a minute, a lot of us have convinced ourselves that we are not worthy, or we're not good enough, whether it's in our relationships, our careers, or our intelligence. But the reality is, it's not that you're not good enough. It's that your dreams are not aligned with your self-image. You're constantly telling yourself, without realizing it, you want to be living here, but you're stuck over there. And that disconnect creates frustration, doubt, and impacts your self-esteem. And that's why I say all the time that you need to be grateful for who you can be, because that's how you align your thinking to be with the person you can be and the person that you want to be. And it's not just settling for who you are. You can start living and acting like that person today, because you have to be able to align your self-image with your dreams. Before you can build true self-esteem, those alignments, the way you see yourself, and those dreams that you constantly have, they have to be harmonious. They have to be in harmonious alignment. And it starts with your inside thinking. It starts with what is inside of you. Stop thinking about yourself as someone who you might achieve something, you might finish that project, you might make a fantastic salary, and start telling yourself and believing that you will. But here's the catch, man. It's not just about positive thoughts. You have to actively be changing and working on your self-image. You have to see yourself as being worthy and capable of achieving that life that you want. Because when you start believing that on the inside, your actions will naturally follow and your self-esteem will start to rise. Because again, you're killing your potential before it even sprouts. You need to stop killing that potential. Because a lot of us, we absolutely destroy and kill any possibility of potential before we can even begin to let it grow. They sabotage themselves, they make excuses, and they give up before it's even begun. But the thing is you have that natural potential inside of you, but you have to nurture that potential. Be brutally honest with yourself. Know you are, where you want to be, and know what it'll take to get there, and then own that shit. When I say own that shit, I mean own your progress, own your setbacks, own those failures, but also own that ability to grow. Be brutally honest with yourself. Where are you right now? And where do you want to go? Where is it that you want to be? Because self-esteem ultimately is not only about feeling good about yourself. I think it's also about being real with yourself, but it's going to take brutal honesty. And I think that's definitely another key. It's the key to unlocking that door that you slammed shut when you were little, or that somebody slammed shut for you. Where are you right now, and where do you want to be? Don't sugarcoat it, and don't blame external circumstances or situations, people. Don't turn on the news and blame that politician or that religious figure or whoever. That's all external, and you can't control those influences as much as we like to think we can. You have to take ownership of your situation and learn that you can only change what you can change, and teach yourself to look past the things that you can't change, because they do nothing for you. It is hard, but it's also doable. And you have to be able to admit that your current self-image is what's holding you back. Look yourself in the mirror and say, where am I at? Or this is where I'm at, but I can be more. And when you own that, you're able to take control of your self-esteem. Like I was saying, your dreams are possible, but you have to align those dreams with your reality. Because one of the biggest mistakes people make is separating those dreams from their reality. You have those dreams for a reason. And we end up treating those dreams as a distant fantasy instead of treating them as the dreams that we can achieve. And you're capable of finding that dream. You're capable of living that dream. But you have to figure out how to align that dream with your reality. And only you can build that bridge. It starts with action today. What are you doing right now to move closer to that dream? And if that answer is nothing, then it's up to you to realign your life and start making choices that reflect the reality of the life that you want to live, or that reflect the person that you want to become. And this is how you build alignment with your highest potential. Stop renting out that mental real estate. One of the biggest roadblocks that you'll find is you're renting that mental real estate out to people who don't deserve it. You're allowing those people to occupy the space in your head. Maybe it's somebody who doubted you, somebody who hurt you, somebody who just treated you like shit, somebody who didn't believe in you. Because the truth is, when you let those people live in your head rent-free, you are allowing them to live in the most expensive real estate that all of us own, and you're giving that away for free. And that's the real estate that's in our minds. And it's time to evict those motherfuckers and quit letting them live rent-free, and don't let them hold you back any longer. Because your self-esteem is for you to build, and it's not there for other people to take down or hold you back. It's not theirs to keep you from reaching your potential. And like I started to talk about earlier, we got off track. You need to talk to yourself out loud. You need to put your thoughts into words, actual words. It feels awkward as hell at first, but once you get used to it, it becomes natural and it feels good. At first, you'll feel like maybe somebody's watching you or people are judging you. You'll feel like an idiot and you won't understand. You don't understand the power that actually has. Because when you actually speak it to yourself, you are reinforcing those thoughts. When you offer yourself that positive self-talk, you're releasing it, and you're releasing it much, much deeper than those bullshit limiting beliefs and thoughts that you had before. At first, you'll feel like a fool. It feels stupid. But if you think about the great speakers of the world, those dudes rehearse over and over and over. Every single one of them is constantly talking to themselves out loud. They're constantly rehearsing their speeches. They're constantly telling themselves how powerful and capable they are. And by doing that, those speakers, they're able to bring those words to life or those thoughts to life. And you can do the same thing. All you have to do is speak those words, speak those thoughts into existence. And if you find yourself thinking negative thoughts or having thoughts that are depressing you or bringing you down, pay attention to your mood and your emotions. You can't control all of the thoughts that you have, and you'll find that, I want to say we have like 60-something thousand thoughts a day, and you can't control every one of those. But it's a lot easier to control your mood and understand if you're feeling depressed, then you'll be able to realize much easier the thoughts that you have flowing through your mind. It will give you a much easier opportunity to control those thoughts. And you need to start telling yourself that you are good enough, that you can achieve those goals and that you can follow through, and you have that power to build your self-esteem. Because at the end of the day, nobody else is going to build your self-esteem for you. It's one of those things you have to take control of brick by brick and build that foundation through self-control, self-esteem, and align them so that you can begin to pursue that relentless feeling of achieving your dreams. And align your self-image with your actions. Chase good dopamine and stop renting out that space in your head to people who don't deserve it. Because you can build the life that you want. You can build the dream life that you want. And it all starts with a foundation of self-esteem. Take control of all of those and begin to build that life of your dreams and take those actions that are necessary. If you made it this far, do me a favor, do everybody a favor, and go down in the comments section and write those words, self-esteem, because you can build it, you can find it, you can achieve it. We need to pass this along for all of us. Too many of us have been beaten down our entire lives. And we lack that self-esteem, and confidence, courage because of it. And by doing that, it's just a simple way that you can also help out the channel. The algorithm sure seems to be liking all of your guys' support, and I sure as hell appreciate all of your guys' support. I'm extremely grateful for all those super thanks that you guys are giving me, all of your guys' generosity, all of your kind words. I'm super grateful for you. I can't thank you enough. I do my best to be able to get back to every person's comment. It's been extremely challenging, but I'm going to keep doing whatever I can for as long as I can. There may come a day where I'm not able to, but fortunately that hasn't happened yet, because I truly do appreciate each and every one of you. I'm grateful for you showing up, and I hope you're showing up for yourselves. And that's all I got for today. I hope each and every one of you has a wonderful day. Peace.